Throughout my radio career, I have switched on my microphone to broadcast live to hundreds of thousands of people each weekday morning for 5 hours at a time. And even today, I'll be the first one to admit that when I push the record button, the anxiety, the fear, the nervousness are real. In this episode, I'm going to show you one of the best ways to crush that feeling of stage fright with one simple trick. This is Podcast Creator Coach, where I share actionable tips and insights for building a better podcast or content stream. My name is Lenny B, and in this podcast, I share with you my 3 decades of experience in professional, commercial radio morning show broadcasting. And that means in every episode, I'm going to show you proven strategies for attracting, retaining, and growing your audience. If you're posting content for business or education or community building or even just as a hobby, here's a simple podcasting trick to crush stage fright and make your audience members feel like they're good friends. One of my podcast coaching clients was feeling nervous and anxious and just off when he was recording, and this is totally natural and super common. But let's break this down. Usually, the cause of this feeling is that you're examining every word and you're apprehensive because you might say something wrong, you might say something the wrong way, or you may say something stupid. I've definitely done that before. And it's possible that you might be criticized. That's the fear. And, to feel this way is human nature. After all, you want to grow your podcast and not create reasons for people not to listen, right? What was happening was when my client was recording his podcast episodes, and this happens for all of us, you're simultaneously thinking about your line of thought, right? What you're talking about. And at the same time, you're also thinking about the huge audience or potential audience that can be listening to your every word. The idea and just the potential of performing in front of a stadium full of people is petrifying. It would be for anyone, so it's understandable. So I asked my client, would you feel just as nervous if you were speaking to just one person? And he immediately said no. So I explained that there is only ever one person listening to you at a time. I call this the one-on-one conversation style, and this means when you speak, communicate like you're talking to a single person, because you are. You need to put yourself in the headspace that when you're recording, when you're performing, when you're recording your episode, you're only in an intimate one-on-one conversation because that's all it is. The reality is there's always only a single person listening to your content. Now, you may have lots of listeners, but they're individuals listening separately. They're by themselves, not all in a big group listening together. Your listeners are commuting or traveling, they're exercising or working or studying or cleaning or relaxing, eating, they're waiting somewhere or they're gaming or they're walking their pets. So speaking to them one-on-one does 2 very important things. First, for the person listening, it creates a more personal and comfortable conversation, just like 2 friends talking. For you, it removes anxiety, fear, and nervousness, and it relieves you from that pressure and stress as a performer because there is no big group that you're getting in front of. Now, this should also change how you address your audience. It's usually a reflex to address your audience with words like, hey guys, or hi folks. We've all heard that before. But after realizing that you're only ever talking directly to one person at a time, instead of saying something like, I want to tell you guys something, you might say, I want to tell you something. It's more effective to address a single person, not a group, because you're only addressing one person at a time. Now, an advertisement for some of the free things that I offer to my listeners. I've got some free resources for you. I have created a really great coaching program I've designed to help you attract, retain, and grow your audience while generating income. And you can start the first training course of this entire program for free, and you can do it right now on my website, lennyb.com. Now we're going to talk about maybe the biggest subject for podcasters and content creators, and that is monetization. There's several ways that people generate income with their content. My name is Lenny B. This is Podcast Creator Coach. And in the next episode, I'm going to share with you what I believe is the better way to monetize your podcast, even with a small audience.